Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video we're going to be recapping the top teams for the Necrodrakon Dream Realm boss and even including some free-to-play options at the end. Okay, we're going to be running all of the teams. We have them saved in the formations right now. The overall top scoring team for today is this team, with the illusion up front, main Phraesto behind the illusion, because this is a Harak team. You want the illusion to be devoured first. Sonja will be buffing up your main Phraesto and the Harak as the major damage sources, and the credit for this team goes to 0-star, with the resonating spell onto Harak in the back. This is the team which managed to get 89 billion damage from Jake today, who has a completely maxed out account. And on this account, hopefully you will be able to get close to that, maybe like 87.5, maybe 88 billion, but let's see. So as you can tell, the illusion of the Phraesto will be devoured first, followed by the Mikola, which is pretty good ordering. You know, like you would technically want the Kruger to be devoured before the Mikola, but I guess you're not able to get that off in this positioning, and Kruger himself contributes a bit of damage as well. So the illusion of Phraesto gets devoured following that. Okay, we got, wait, what? 90.3 billion? The highest for today was 89, but maybe that was like a last week benchmarking, but this is insane. 90 billion off of this, and Kruger didn't contribute much. And yeah, I guess Mikola, honestly, even if she goes down early on and gets devoured, it probably is fine. All of the damage mainly comes from Hawk. Sonja also deals a really good amount of damage in this boss, and yeah, okay, I think I know the reason for the Mikola. So basically in Necrodrakon boss, because you get attack debuffed if you don't have any movement in your kit, Phraestos end up dealing a lot less damage. And so for example, the haste buff from Mikola to allow Phraestos to cast Vicious Sting more doesn't really matter, and it's just better that you devour the Mikola and the Phraesto illusion and all of that. And then Sonja contributes a good amount of damage. She has movement in her ultimate. She's even dealing more damage than Phraesto here, but Harak, of course, dealing a crazy amount of damage. This is insane. I was not expecting us to get such a high score. Okay, and as for the charms, they are, Kruger is on a broken set. For me, it doesn't really matter his charms. Sorcery set for Phraesto, arcane charms for both the Sonja and the Mikola, and Harak is going to be on the balance charms. Okay, let's take a look at the next team we have here. So the next team is going to be from What? Credit to him. And by the way, both of these top Harak teams, because Harak is so much better than the next best team option in Necrodrakon, even if you have a Mythic plus Harak, you're still going to be getting a top score. And so that's why they say Mythic plus Harak on both of these teams. But this is one of the only bosses where Mythic plus Harak is actually one of the best options still. So you're going to have the illusion up front and the main Phraesto in front of Harak to give him energy generation, and Rainier position swapping Lily May for the attack buff. And Mikola is going to be devoured first in this lineup. Again, so let's use this one. This one is getting a lower score compared to the previous team we just ran. Like on average, maybe 4 to 5 billion lower damage. But this is a good option, for example, if you don't have Sonja. This is going to be your best team option without Sonja, because it's using Lily May and Rainier. But that is why people have begun to think, did Sonja actually power creep Rainier? Because there are some bosses where Rainier was previously used, like this one was actually the best team before Sonja came out, and now she has improved the team even further, and Rainier becomes the second best option. Okay, so the devouring order is pretty good in this fight. I think always what will happen now is we will end up devouring the okay, no, we got, I guess, lucky and devoured the Phraesto. Normally the Lily May does get devoured in the end, and that is going to be 86 billion damage, which is not bad, but it is not as good as the Sonja team, getting like 4 billion damage higher. Okay, let's move on to the next best team option. So in the formations, we have Saber. So this one is going to be, if you don't have Harak, this is the overall top performing team. The main Phraesto in front of Smokey so that he can cast his ultimate enough times with the energy generation to get off his blue aura for the damage. And illusion, Phraesto in front of the Ludovic. Ludovic charms onto Lily May. Verdant spell is going to increase haste of Lily May and also increase haste of Ludovic to increase the casting of his HP per second damage, and it will increase the penetration of Lily May so that she deals more damage from her non-true damage sources. Okay, but with the Phraesto in front of the Smoky for the Crimson contract, it's just enough energy so that he's able to cast his blue aura and get off the damage. Because as you can see now, like at this point in the boss, Smoky is not going to charge up his energy enough to be able to cast again. So if you don't have Phraesto Crimson contract onto the Smoky, it will be difficult for him to cast. Okay. He is able to cast again, but that's because of the Crimson contract again, for the bonus energy generation. And that is going to be 72 billion damage. This team, yeah, it cannot compete with the Harak team. But if you try multiple runs, potentially it can get, like, there is some RNG involved in this team. But 72 billion is a good score for a non-Harak team. But the Harak team, as you can tell, and this is even why at Mythic Plus, Harak is going to be better, because it's like a 15 billion damage boost by running the Harak versions of the teams. Okay, so next up in the formations, we are going to have Black Husk. This is if you don't have Phraesto, but you have talene. If you don't have talene or Phraesto, we'll show you a comp about that later on. But this is a good option if you have talene built and not Phraesto. Talene actually does pretty decently in Necrodrakon, which honestly it is kind of surprising, because you would not think that talene would be great here because you're going to have like the energy reduction, but I think it's because whenever she casts her ultimate, it's considered a movement, and then she will cleanse the debuffs. I believe that's what happens. And as for the charms here, you want to have blast charms onto talene. For Lily Maid, she should have the sorcery charms. For Rainier, mystic charms are ideal, but really you just need to give him any type of mythic charms, because then he will give the quality bonus of the bonus attack buff for your allies. Yeah, okay, like look at this. The attack debuff has been removed off of talene after she revives herself. At least that's what it's appearing. There's no attack debuff onto talene right now after she revived. And that is going to be 68 billion damage. It can compete with the overall top scores. But again, like, it is not a bad option. It's a bit worse than the Ludovic Phraesto team we just showed. And it's using talene and not Phraesto. Okay. Let's continue. Up next, we're going to have... Now we have... This is a team that is going to be the best for a lot of people, but it needs a plus 10 exclusive equipment Shakir to work. If you have a plus 10 exclusive equipment Shakir and you have these heroes built up, this is going to be a really good option for you. However, if you have Ludovic built up as well, you should run the Ludovic team we already showed. But main Phraesto in front of Smoky, Shakir right up front, and then Illusion off on his own. So this team you should only run with a plus 10 exclusive equipment Shakira, and if you don't have Ludovic built or you don't have his insight charms yet, because Ludovic with his insight charms, if you have him built, is going to, that's going to make that team that we showed, the Ludovic team that did 72 billion damage, way better than this team. But this used to be one of the best options. Yeah. Okay, but again, it will need the plus 10 exclusive equipment of the Shakira, because that will affect the ult timings compared to plus 15. So plus 15 is actually a downgrade for this comp. And if you have a plus 15 Shakir and you want to run this type of version of a comp, you just replace Shakir with Mikola. Mikola in the same spot. That's basically the swap. But this team at plus 10 exclusive equipment Shakira can get up to 67 billion damage as well. So higher than it got right here. This was not a good run because we don't have a plus 10 Shakira. So it's not a fair representation of what that team can do. Okay, next we have this one, which is a free-to-play team from Beam. This is a free-to-play team. However, it does have like Mikola, and ideally you want to have Mikola at Supreme Plus. But this is overall the top performing no Phraesto, no talene team. So that's why we're going to include it. And then after this, we're going to do one final run, which is a fully free-to-play team with no Rainier, no Mikola, no Lily May, just basically all of the early game beginner heroes that people built up on their accounts. So in Necrodrakon in general, Merrily and Tamisa have always been pretty good, and that is why they're a part of this team, but they're just not the top options. So the thing about Mikola, honestly, even if she's not a Supreme Plus, you could run her in this team, but the Supreme Plus will be a big advantage because then she has a permanent Courage Sphere, which is going to give haste to Lily May and Tamisa in this position. which of course is going to increase the damage. But if you didn't have her at Supreme Plus, you would still have the Honor Arena, you would still get the attack buff from that, and that would still be a good value for your team. So this is going to be 55.5 billion damage. Okay, which is a lot lower than the other scores, but it's to be expected when you're going down to like these more free-to-play friendly options. And now here we have a full free-to-play team. Basically, it's similar to the teams we used to run like many months ago. Tamisa, Corn, Merrily are all good damages. For Necrodrakon, Cougar is a good defense debuffer to increase their damage. We have the Resonating Spell on Merrily because she will be moving around, so she's going to cleanse like the energy debuffs. She will be able to charge up her energy fast enough, and then she can keep getting herself an attack buff each time she casts her ultimate ability. So Resonating Spell, in my opinion, is going to be the best option here. But this will show you, like, this is Thorin. Basically, Thorin is taking the place of Rainier. You can use Rainier in this team. Like, Thorin is not needed for the tankiness. It's just that if you don't have Rainier at Mythic Plus, then Thorin is a good option because he also provides the debuff to increase the damage the boss receives. So let's see how high we can go here. Like, even if we could get 50 billion, it's pretty impressive with a team like this. And yeah, we're going to get 50 billion. And if you want to improve it further, you can replace Thorin for Rainier and have Rainier positions swap Merrily. Or you can go for that Mikola team that we showed. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully, you can run some of these teams, and we did it in order of the top team to the weakest team. Actually, you know what? We can do a couple more runs of the overall top team to see whether, if we get better RNG, we're going to be able to beat our top record. But I find it unlikely, because I feel like 90.3 billion is a really high score. Pretty much maybe the maximum potential for this account. We'll do 3 runs because those are the number we have left before using gold, and then we can end off the video. Okay, 90.3, it is getting close. So yeah, we're gonna potentially be able to break this record, but probably not by a whole lot. Maybe like up to 90.5 billion. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that is gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Okay, one more run. This is the thing, it becomes really fun. I wish you could buy all 10 attempts of the gold attempts at one time, because otherwise you have to buy them one by one. It slows down the process. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll hopefully see you in the next one. And until then, everyone, peace out for now. Good luck getting a top score in this boss. Focus on your charms. Like we talked about the charms, just to recap them, there were a couple more that we didn't mention. Mystic charms for Shakir. Which other heroes did we not mention out of all of the charms? We talked about s+harak should have the balance charms. That is important. The balance charms for him. Kruger, ideally the mystic charms for his own damage, but again, it isn't really too important. The other heroes here, Merrily, I don't really overloaded charms onto Merrily if you want to run her, but these are the lower priority teams. Shakir should have Mystic Charms, Talene should have Blast Charms, Ludovic needs to have Insight Charms. Those are the key charms to be focusing on. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That's going to be it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.